name is Bart, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. Um, Thank you for subscribing and for liking this video. So, meet Bart. So, I was born in West Africa, a country named Burkina Faso. My parents work for the United Nations. So since I was 2, we traveled the world. Every 2 or 3 years, we're in different countries. I was very fortunate to have parents who were very educated and emphasize a lot on education. So my dad was very successful at what he was doing. He's a doctor, and he made sure that there was no shortcut in life. If you want to earn anything, you got to work for it. Put the effort, the time, educate yourself. As Kobe says, you have to master your craft. So since I was born, having my dad and mom pushing us, educating us, making sure that we do the best we can, it was ingrained in my DNA. So I took that, and when I moved to the United States for my education back in 2008, I was very fortunate that I lived in many countries, met multiple cultures, made a lot of friends. And coming to the United States, it was not a culture shock. When it came to drinking, it was not a big deal for me. My parents, made sure that we drink responsibly. They didn't want us to hide and do something illegal, so they kind of made us become adult from the young age. So the reason I'm creating this YouTube channel is to share with you how I was able to afford this car. It's a Model 3 2019 Tesla. Because 2-3 years ago, I would have never imagined that one day I would be able to afford a Tesla or even own one. As I said, I moved to the United States in 2008. I came here for my education, spent 4 years in Minnesota. Then I moved to Chicago for my master's. Then for my master's, I ended up working in consulting, doing the 9-to-5 job. But back in 2016, there was kind of like something that happened to me that, I don't know, it was like a wake-up call when I decided that, I'm just tired of, working, trading my time, my life for money. I need to find a way to make this thing work. I decided that, okay, I want to look into stock. So I started buying books, courses, but I lost money, tons of money, over $10,000 in stocks. Then I was like, what else can I do that can generate money while I'm sleeping? As Warren Buffett say, you need to find a way to make money while you're sleeping. And I started researching about Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Donald Trump. Yes, back then. All those successful, millionaires or billionaires. And something I found in common was the word real estate. Real estate was always coming back. I was like, what is that real estate? So I started asking questions around, talking to my brother, and educating myself about what is real estate and what is the power of real estate. And I noticed and I found out that real estate has been the driving force for those millionaires and billionaires and building unlimited amount of money and wealth for them and their families. So I was like, okay. Back in 2016, I was like, I need to spend much of my time reading about real estate, but at the same time, I cannot just spend the time reading. I need to take action, and action is the key. So I decided to purchase my first multifamily home. It was a duplex, 2 flats with an unfinished basement. And I will tell you why the unfinished basement in the future vlog. So I purchased my first multifamily home. So there was already a tenant in there, and I lived in one for about a year. So most of my mortgage was kind of covered by the first tenants, and my expenses were super low. So in the meantime, after I purchased my first real estate investment, I also continue, educating myself about real estate and how to, acquire more assets. Definitely, this car is not an asset. It's a big depreciation. So 2000 came, purchased my first building. I was super excited. But at the same time, I was not satisfied, because I was like, what can I do better? Because that's who I am. That's where I came from. My parents always like, you need to do better and better and better. You need to give your best. So at that time, I did not see the result of the real estate, because I know that my expenses were cut in half. But the thing is, I was still spending money out of my pocket. So I decided in 2017 to buy a second building. Yeah, that was scary. I was scared. People were like, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna fail. I can count, I can even count how many people told me I don't know what I was doing, I'm gonna fail, blah 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 blah. So I was like, you know what? But back in the back of my mind, there was something that was telling me, Bart, just keep going. Don't listen to anybody. Just keep going. Put your heart and your mind into it, and just wait to see the fruits of your labor. So I purchased my second building, and that's when the light came up. Boop. I realized that my second purchase totally defined what I will be able to do, after. So I purchased that property back in 2017, and as an investment property, I did not live there. So I had to put 25% down, because for more than one unit, you have to put 25% down. So I put 25% down, and that was not most of my economy, but there was a lot, about 80% of my savings and whatever it is I could have done. While I was doing that, I was also driving Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, you can name it, because my mind was hustling. And people who knew me back in college will testify that Bart was always one step ahead of everybody, because he was always doing things that people did not want to do, but always doing things, and people were like, oh, how were you able to afford this? How were you able to do this? And I told them that, hey, whatever you put your mind into it, do it. You don't need to focus on what other people think, because what other people think is their opinion. They don't control your life. They don't control other people's life. They control their own action. And who can control their own action is yourself. So I was doing everything I could make 100, 200, 300 on top of my 9 to 8 job. That was really, really stressful. When I purchased my second property, I decided in 2018 to remodel the basement of the first property that I purchased. I decided to put a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and I would show you the picture before and after. It was crazy because a year before I purchased another building. Then I spent another $30,000 to $40,000 remodeling that basement that, I don't know if people will be renting it. It was a big risk I decided to take. Again, a lot of people's like, you don't know what you were doing, blah, 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 blah. And there was a moment where I was like, maybe those people that were right. Like, I don't even know what I was doing. But this voice in the back of my head was keep telling me, Bart, go ahead. I got you. I don't know how to explain that, but Bart, I got you. And also the fact that I had some close friends who were like, Bart, I like what you were doing, keep going, If you fail, you learn. If you succeed, those people are going to come back and say, hey, you know what? Can you please explain how you did it? Fast forward 2019. It has been 10 years since I've been back home, since I haven't gone to Burkina Faso. And at that time, all my investments were very fruitful. I was starting to see, a pattern in terms of making money in real estate. And I decided to purchase a ticket to go see my parents. Even though my parents, for the past 5 years, they always came and visit us here in the United States. I was very fortunate to be able to have parents who were able to afford to come in the United States every Christmas time to spend time with us. In 2019, I decided to purchase my ticket to go see my parents and see Burkina Faso after 10 years. And guess what? The ticket I purchased a round trip from Chicago to Burkina Faso, business class, cash. Yes, cash. And that cash came from the real estate investment that I've done that people told me, but you're not able to make it because whatever you're doing, you're going to fail. You're going to feel miserable. People are going to laugh at you. But that little voice that told me back in 2016, Bart, put your mind into it and be patient. Be patient. That little voice with the strength of praying, the struggle that I went through, I couldn't even believe when I purchased that ticket. I thought it was a dream until I was sitting in the business class at O'Hare Airport in the Air France lounge, drinking my champagne and waiting for my plane. And the funny thing is, when we were boarding, I was dressed normally because I knew that going back to Burkina Faso is super hot. I knew that, I don't need to super dress or anything. I was very casual, jeans with my shoes and t-shirt. I knew that, I don't need to dress up. So some people were very surprised to see, who's this guy? First of all, black. Yes, black. Who's this guy who's black and, flying business class? Did he just get upgraded, or was he lucky or not? The plane was not super booked. No, I was not upgraded. I paid for my ticket. Even one of the passengers when we were boarding was like, hey, did you get upgraded? I said, no, I bought my ticket. Assuming that, a black person cannot afford to buy a ticket round trip, business class. It's knowledge. It's knowledge. It's the power of prayers. It's inspiration. Surrounding with people that trust and believe in you. I know it's not easy because I went through a lot of hell to get to where I am right now. And this video, I created this video because a lot of people keep asking me, but how did you make it? And I keep telling them, this is how my path were. and they look shocked, because like some are shocked, some are like, but I'm not shocked, because since I met you, you always hustle, you always were on top of everything, always coming with idea to make money, figuring things out, how to, work less and make more money. Because you can work super hard but still not make money. You have to work, be smart, strategize, and take action. And when I decided to create that YouTube is because that YouTube, I was very worried about, worried, because I was able to create real estate, buy real estate, but creating a video for me talking about myself, I was scared. I don't even know how this YouTube is going to turn out. But at the end of the day, if I don't take action, what am I going to learn? How am I going to be able to teach my kids, what is the power of taking action if you cannot back it up?